All right guys, what's up? Cars with Lars here. We got a special one today. This is actually my first ever full-length car review on YouTube. And because of that, I'm a little nervous. So I'm not sure how serious I want to take the video. That's why I am wearing these dumbass glasses. But let's go over here. Let's check this out. This is a great car for my first review. We got the park rangers coming by right now, but come check this thing out. So this is, how you guys doing? This is a 1999 Z3M Imola with the S52. Now this is a really great car. One of the local guys let me drive it for the afternoon, so I'm gonna make a little review for you guys, give you my updates on it. As an E30 owner, just driving it over here, first thing I can say, this car felt way faster than what I'm used to, and it only has 250 horsepower, so it's definitely interesting. Here, let's walk around it a little bit. I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm gonna take these off also, it's ruining the vibe. I'm a pretty tall guy. Oh yeah, perfect. So I might make this car look pretty small, but that's not just distortion. This thing is really tiny. These weigh right under 3,000 pounds. So for a convertible, it's actually really lightweight. Love the color on this one. Love the wheels as well. We also have this fat dish. We were just talking about this. It's got like a 4-inch dish on these wheels. The BMW cars from this era, I genuinely think they're some of the only cars you do not need to do aftermarket wheels on. I think they look absolutely perfect as is. Again, this one's a 99, it's got 88,000 miles on it. And for the price that you can buy these in like that $15,000 price range, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better convertible. It's kind of hard to find why you would buy something like an E36 M3 convertible when this car exists. I just think this is the better package. Quad exhausts on the rear. M badge, of course, and if you come right back here, I'll do some B-roll as well, but the rear stance on this car, for only being, 250 horsepower, it's got some really wide tires, and it has some really wide fenders as well. Interior is pretty simple, and a lot of these come with the, the two-tone where it has the red on the inserts and then the red on the plastic in the interior there as well, right? I actually don't like that on the Z3s. I think it looks kind of goofy. I don't think it aged super well. So to find one with the full black interior, I think that's the way to go on one of these. Couple gauges in the middle there, buttons for the windows and the convertible top, heated seats. But besides that, driver's focus interior, there's really not too much going on. All right, so we'll go ahead and pop the hood here. Obviously these come with the S52, which, okay, let's just talk about this real quick. If you're a BMW guy and you like the E36s and the Z3Ms of this generation, you're gonna kind of know the United States market got dicked over a little bit on the Euro engine. This is pretty much like an M52 or an M54 motor with some slightly different internals. So in Europe, the full M3 and the Z3Ms, they got a slightly different engine, and the highest trim, those S52s make 320 horsepower. The most that we ever got was 240. So this is not really comparable to the European car. The silver lining is these American S52s have slightly better reliability. Like, I think the Vano system on the Euro cars is a little bit more complex. They rev a little bit higher, it makes more power, higher compression. So they're a little bit more finicky engines. Now, I'd probably rather just have the beefed up motorsport engine with more power, but I will say I didn't get on it too much because I wanted to save my reaction for the live camera. But driving it over here, I mean, this thing's pretty quick. And a car under 3,000 pounds and 250, 260 horse, this one's got an intake and a tune, I think, an exhaust, so it's probably making around 250. It's plenty of power, it moves, and you can actually open it up a little bit without worrying about you're going to jail. My E30, on the other hand, and the cameraman's E21, I mean, those cars are slow. Like, you open those cars up in second gear and you're making all this noise and you're just barely passing a Camry. And you know how it is. It's a little embarrassing. At least this thing screws. And these are also very reliable. I mean, you see the E36 M3s, you see them with over 200,000 miles. So this is definitely a tried and true motor. I know you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of it. So, we didn't get the full Euro spec, but we got about 90% of it, and it's a little bit more reliable. So we'll find out what that's like on the road. I think I pretty much showed you guys everything that I want to on the exterior. Let's get in the car. It's an 85, 86 degree day. First, really hot summery day of the year. Perfect day for a convertible. Let's hop in and let's give this thing a little spin around the block, see what she does. Sweet. All right, guys, we're taking out of the park now. It's a beautiful day out. First impression of the car, you feel like an absolute G driving around in this thing. Bright red, top down, everyone can see you. I don't want to sound like I'm an egomaniac, but the reality is it's pretty nice to have everyone kind of look over, and you're so exposed in this car. I don't know, it gives you a sense of pride. I'm also gonna roll this window up. I know you're not supposed to drive convertibles with the windows up, but I'm doing this for the sake of the microphone. The car is super smooth on road, and I hate to admit this. Like I said, I'm gonna be comparing this to my E30 because that's what I pretty much drive for my like fun enthusiast car. This car is miles better than an E30. The shifter's tighter, the steering's a little bit heavier and just less sloppy, even though I have a Z3 steering rack, so I guess theoretically it's the same. It's just a overall better car than an E30. And people call these slow with 240 horsepower. Here, I'll get on it a little bit here. So it's like that's 75, 80, which again, it's not that fast, but it's quick enough. I mean, I'm double the speed limit right now.
Should lower the speedometer.
I should lower the speedometer. Downshifts are super easy. This engine's super responsive, has a ton of low down torque. So even at like 3,000 RPM, let me get down here a little bit. Car's nice and quiet, probably getting great gas mileage. I'm not under load at all. You roll into it. I mean, that's just 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. The car is actually pretty quick for what it is. Again, under 3,000 pounds. And now we're taking it over to some back roads to see how the lightweight nature of this car really feels. Downshifts are super easy. That's a Stady. Wow, respect to you for keeping the camera up. We passed a state trooper, probably double the speed limit, and John keeps the camera right up. That's how we do it, baby. Something a little loose in the like, I might need new tranny mounts at some point. But yo, this car feels really, really tight. Again, this one's pretty low mileage at 88,000. Let's get a pretty good idea for how it drives on the back road. Nice El Camino. The car is awesome. The car is extremely quick on these tighter back roads. The turn-in is unbelievable. I don't think this has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. I think it's a little bit front heavy, but seriously, this car just goes around corners. The turn-in and the overall size is so great in terms of tight turn-in, small size. On tight back roads, the car feels totally at home. You have a little bit of room for error because the car is so tiny, you kind of have some space in the lane to play around a little bit. And again, it sounds great. I don't know how that audio is coming through on the camera. I'm gonna get some standalone audio clips, but the sound of this engine is phenomenal. And it pulls right up to redline, no problem. Like it really wants to rev. Sounds like a guitar. It's awesome. All right, guys, in terms of the engine, let's just be straight up. The engine gets a ton of hate only because the Euro version exists. As I said, the European version, I'm gonna kind of butcher the facts on this, but I think it has different internals like rods and pistons. I know for a fact it's higher compression. It has, yes, exactly, individual throttle bodies, and it has a beefier valve train. So everything about that motor is way more motorsport, and like actually it's like a race-bred engine. This is more so a street engine that's kind of tuned up, but again, it sounds awesome, and there's plenty of torque. Now, if you're on the highway and you're racing against, you know, a Corvette or something, okay, it's not gonna feel fast at all. It's gonna get absolutely smoked. But for what it is, a lightweight 90s, sub 3,000 pound Roadster, this engine is way more than enough. And like I said previously, people actually have really good luck reliability wise with these cars. So I don't know, it's not as motorsport high strung race engine as the European version, but it's more reliable. And I think that is kind of a really big deal when a lot of these cars are coming up on what, 27, 28 years old. So this actually makes a lot of sense. Overall, I'm gonna say I love everything about this car. We're up in New England. We have cold winters and hot summers. This is a great car for the coastal New England area. And again, I've been driving it for like 20 minutes now, 20, 30 minutes. I feel like a fucking rock star in it. Top down, bright red, 5-speed manual, tons of exhaust noise. It's just a great car. And these dumb glasses. The glasses add a little bit to it. It makes it more fun. What do I take a left here?
Yeah.
Now, another thing I want to talk about is price range. The cameraman, John, he's looked for these before. People will say they want like 20 G's, over 20 grand. The coupes go for a little bit more, right?
Like 30-ish for a nice one.
Okay, 30-ish for a nice coupe. That's honestly, that's pretty crazy. Because now you are in E46 M3 territory with that type of money, 30, 25 grand. The owner of this car, I'm not gonna tell you exactly what he paid for it, but it was under 15, I'll tell you that. For under 15, I don't even really know what competes with this as a convertible car under 15 grand. If it was 10 years ago, this exhaust is actually really loud. If it was 10 years ago, I would say, you know, you can get a Miata for a third of the price. But at this point, a clean Miata is like 8 to 12 G's. So just knowing that, picking up one of these for a few grand more, I think it's a way better value proposition. An E36 M3 convertible, probably around like that 15, 16, 17 range for a nice one. I think if you're gonna get the convertible, I would rather just have this one instead. It's lighter, it looks better because it was kind of designed to be a roadster, where the E36 M3 was designed to be a hardtop, a coupe, or a sedan. So in the price range, I don't really think there's anything else that can compete with this car. 15 G's, you tell me, maybe I'm wrong. Leave in the comments. I don't know if I'll get any comments on this video. Probably not after wearing these dumbass glasses. But if you're watching this, tell me what else you would get as a fun summer convertible car that sounds good, has plenty of power for under 15 grand. I don't think there's anything. And a Boxster, fuck. Yo, Antonio, if you're watching this, bro, it's nothing personal, you know that, I love you. Okay, a Boxster is actually a pretty good comparison. The engine's behind you, yeah, okay, a Boxster. I could go either way though. Boxster doesn't have 250 horsepower, does it? Okay, a Boxster, yes it does. All right, a Boxster. It's this or a Boxster. I would have to spend more seat time in a Boxster, but there's a bike, there's a cyclist. But this thing sounds great and it's really smooth. And I think in terms of the visual aspect, the car looks awesome. The interior is super, super simple. Everyone talks today about like single hump, double hump, oh, it has no nav. That's all bullshit. These cars, super driver focused interior. I also love these gauges down here. You can't tell me those aren't kind of cool. What is this, a clock? It's accurate too. Super important pressing information, the battery voltage. And by super important, I mean not important at all. All right, guys, we're heading back to the park. We just had a nice little drive in this thing. Some of my closing thoughts on this car. Price range, I think it's pretty hard to beat. Reliability, again, I've seen these cars with over 200,000 miles. In the S52, the American version at least, it is kind of known to be a pretty reliable, stout, bulletproof engine if you take care of it. In terms of the way it looks for a summer car, you really can't beat it. If you're gonna get a convertible 90s BMW, I think this is probably just the way to go. It's faster than the E30 and it's lighter than the E36 M3. So if you're looking for any sort of Roadster convertible for this summer, I mean, it's June. We're just starting to get into these months here. This is also when the market peaks for these cars because everyone decides right when summer starts that they want a convertible. But overall, for the money, I think you'd be hard pressed to find something better. I had an absolute blast driving it. It sounds phenomenal, but I think that's pretty much it. Guys, thank you for watching if you made it this far. And I hope everyone has a great summer. If you have a fun enthusiast sports car, make sure you're getting out and driving it. And I'm gonna finish on one more little second gear pull. Super easy to downshift, by the way. You guys have a great weekend.